Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the P.S Love Yourself podcast. Grab yourself a coffee or a cocktail and have a seat because this one is about to get real.
This one is going to get sad, I will say.
So please, grab yourself
bear
something
with us.
Good to drink.
You know what? Grab some wine. You're going to need some tequila, okay?
Yeah, you're going to need something. Grab it, sit down, and we're going to go through it. We're going to kind of jump right in. We kind of want to go through some things with you guys, go through our thought process, go through what we've kind of been talking about recently, what we've been feeling, etc., and kind of really dive deep into what's about to happen.
What we're about to reveal.
Yeah, it's like this big thing. Drum roll, please. We're taking a break.
I feel like you guys low-key saw it coming.
Yeah, okay. Honestly, it's
not
not a surprise.
But it's not for what you think.
Yeah, we haven't been posting. We know. Obviously, we've taken some time off when I was sick, and that was random. This has been really thought through. We're taking a break from our podcast. The first thing, it's not the right time for us. There's a lot of stuff that are going on in our lives that we are busy with, and we don't have the time to sit here on our podcast and come up with the ideas
and we don't want to
sit down and
rush
film.
it because it's not genuine. And
we don't want to rush it because we want our all to be in this because it is a passion that we both have. We both enjoy being behind the camera. We both enjoy posting. We both enjoy talking and
talking shit.
Yeah, we're not taking a break because this is not something we don't want to do. We have the passion for having a podcast. The thing was, we started this P.S. Love Yourself podcast, and the idea of being behind it was we were going to hold ourselves accountable to being on the journey of loving ourselves and healing, right? So when we first started this, I think both of us mentally were just in a little bit of not a rough stage, but we were in a stage of wanting to heal and wanting to grow, but didn't really know how, right? So when we came up with the idea of the podcast, we were like, okay, what if we started this thing of a love yourself kind of idea? It holds us accountable. It helps her, come over. We see each other more. We hang out. We kind of go in this journey together. Maybe when we're talking about it, we put it in the universe and we kind of what you put out is what you get, right? And that's kind of was the mindset for us. We were like, if we sit here and we talk about loving yourself and we're preaching about it and we feel like we can reach other people and so many people are going through kind of the same things, which is so true still. But that was the idea behind the podcast. That was why we wanted to start.
And it worked.
And that's why we want to start this Love Yourself podcast, right? We're like, okay, we're going to have this journey. We can talk about, situations we've been through and kind of reach that kind of audience, right? We quickly realized that that's not us, okay? We have been told, quote unquote, you're going to start a Love Yourself podcast. You don't even love yourselves.
Also, another quote unquote, how are two girls going to start your Love Yourself podcast when you guys are mentally ill?
And heard, okay? Loud and clear.
No, literally.
We got that.
But honestly, if you guys know us, you guys probably question why we chose this too, because
the real people who know us in our real lives.
We talk about mental health so much with each other, but it's just not who we are together as one as well.
Yeah, and this is the thing. We wanted to make an impact, right? So when we're sitting here and we're like, hey, we want to put this podcast out, we want to make an impact. We both have a passion. We both have a dream of where we want this to go. We said, how can we make an impact? I have always been the person to, if you meet me, I've always been the one to tell my story, tell the things that I've been through. Yeah. And that has just come naturally in my life because I like to tell people the hardships that I went through because maybe they're struggling with the same thing, but they're scared to speak up, right? And I have many instances where that has happened. And I've helped people. And I was like, okay, so maybe we come in here and we talk about our journey on how we healed on certain things and how we did certain things. Honestly, though, that wasn't the case because we weren't coming on here really being genuine in the stuff that was happening, right? Yeah. We were sitting down every day saying, okay, what's topic we can talk about? Which works for a few episodes, right? It worked for how to date yourself and struggling with whatever our mental health episode was. But it worked until it kind of just doesn't. We put ourselves in a box of this is only the things you can talk about. And then there's some stuff that me and Maya don't see eye to eye with. Not that we fight about it, but we don't have the same perspective of it. So it's very hard to talk about it because we'll go to a topic and then she'll be like, well, I can't really touch on that because I don't relate, and vice versa. Like she'll have topics and I'm like, well, that doesn't really resonate with me, so like I can't put it in. And when you have a partnership, you have to be able to bounce off of each other. This is what a podcast is. Yeah. You know, so we didn't want to box ourselves. So for so long, we've been feeling like we've been in this box of like, fuck, we don't even know what to say next. We don't even know what to talk about because we only gave ourselves a little section. And we want to come on here and talk about anything we want. Anything. So now we put P.S. Love Yourself. We have to feel like we have to talk about what we put in our name, right? We have to feel like we have a purpose, which not saying our next one won't, but like
we just feel so limited, and just like she said, we just feel like we're closed in a closet where we can't like open much. We just gotta grab the few clothes that's on the rack to choose from. It's not like we could go shopping or whatever. That's my analogy. I kind of see it, but we just felt kind of like just like closed off, and we were like, well, it felt like such a chore for us, and even when we thought it wasn't a chore anymore, it still was, and we both just didn't want to admit it, and we honestly didn't try as hard as we can. We barely tried it, if I will say. We did bare, and like not even the bare minimum. Like we did, you know.
And that's what we were talking about right before we turned the camera on today. Excuse me, I had a burp. But we were literally talking about like this is not like, I don't know, it's just not real. It just didn't feel right. Like, and it just didn't feel like this is who we are. Yeah. And
it feels like we're just putting up a front.
And it feels like, and honestly, we just didn't have the energy for it, and we weren't finding the time. And now, like, this is why we realize we're not in the right time to do it, because we don't have the right time and energy to put into it. Like, we've had so much fun the last episodes that we've been doing, and before when we were talking about it and getting our equipment, it's so exciting and it's so fun. Yeah. But coming down to, like, actually sitting here to do it, it's just not the right time for us. Like, we literally just don't have time for it. And if you have a dream and a passion, you want to work hard towards that because you want the outcome to be what you dream about. You want to get that outcome. And it's like, we do want that. So we're not quitting the podcast, but in a few months when we're ready, we're going to come back with a different name, a different perspective.
We're going to be a brand new brand.
Like, we're coming out with a different brand because now we're so little. And so for the viewers who do watch, we still appreciate that. And, like, we hope you wait and whatever. But also, we're so little to now that we have the opportunity to rebrand what we want. Yeah. And we have the opportunity to make it how we want. And it's kind of like it was a trial and error run, right? Yeah, like, we started this podcast on the whim. We are growing our TikTok. We're doing all these things. But, like, now we're finding out early on rather than later, which is great, that this is not the brand that we want to put out for ourselves, especially if we have in at the back of our head our dream of us growing and blowing up and being big. Whether that happens or not, we want to have a brand that sticks to who we are. Yeah. Because then, God forbid we blew up with this Love Yourself podcast. Now we have this brand on us that we have to put out because now it blew up, say it did. Fuck, we're going somewhere, and we have to sit here and talk about it.
And BS it all the way. And
we don't even know. Yeah, we're like, now what do we say, right?
Literally.
Can you imagine us in an interview talking about a Love Yourself podcast and we fucking have no idea?
Literally, they give me, like, we're just going to be so clueless and look like we're not our genuine, true selves. And honestly, like she said, it's just bad timing. We still have a dream and a passion for a podcast, and we are coming back. But just a whole brand new,
but just like a new different brand. We want to come back different, like,
and we want true, authentic selves.
We want our podcast to literally be
whatever,
just whatever we, like, whatever topic we want to talk about. We want to bring it out.
As you guys could tell, literally in every episode, we got off topic so easily because that's actually who we are. Yeah. But we're trying to disguise it because we thought mental health, which is such a good topic. And it goes well for a lot of other podcasters.
We're never going to talk about it again. No. Of course, we can talk about our journey, our growth. We can talk about whatever. But we were in such a box for so long. Like, we literally had no idea what to say, what to talk about, because we put a label on ourselves that we had to fit under. So we could never come on here and be like, let's talk about, I don't know, something random that didn't resonate with the loving yourself part. Then people are watching like, what the hell are these girls talking about? Yeah. Which we have episodes like that. We have episodes like that where it's kind of just like random, like everywhere. And then I'm like, this doesn't even go with what we're talking about. And it is so stressful. And again, we're not delusional, guys. We know we don't have a lot of viewers. Okay, we know we don't have a lot of people. We joke around. Okay, we joke around. We're sarcastic. We know. Okay, like we know we don't have a lot. So I don't even know how many views we got. The last one, 24 maybe. Like
I honestly don't know. I didn't check.
Like because the last time I checked, like 20 something, right? Okay, so if 20 people are watching it. That's decent. It's not bad, right? If 20 people came up to me today and told me something like that, I'm like, shit, that's a lot of people. That's how I think about it. But like, we could do better, right? So it's not really hurting us as bad doing this now and taking a break because we really don't have a big following.
I don't like saying the word taking a break because that's like what a lot
we're actually not taking a break because behind the scenes we're actually focusing on how we can make it better. So like we're still putting up the energy, but just not like the energy like this. Like getting truly behind the camera.
These are the main 2 points. We don't have time for it. We just want to rebrand. Let's be honest.
We want to rebrand. And I don't have time.
She's opening up a lot of new stores, and I'm going to be having surgery soon, so the times right now do not clash. Yeah. So regardless, so when I open this store, if we still kept up with this podcast, we still wouldn't be posting weekly. We still wouldn't be posting
anyway because I'm opening new stores, and I literally don't have time to sit behind a camera and do this, and also like think about the podcast and do all this stuff. And she's about to have surgery, so when she's recovering, we're not filming. She can't drive. She can't come. Yeah. She's having surgery. So I'm like, okay, these 2 months are going to be so busy that like we're going to have to take a break off anyway. And then we're going to post and be like, hey guys, I'm having surgery. I can't work. Or hey guys, like I just can't,
so see you again I'm busy. In 2 months. Like what?
So like we're going to take a break anyway. Yeah. Not even a break, but we have to take some time off because it's just what we have to do. And so it just wasn't the right time. And we want to rebrand ourselves. Our brand is just not it. It's just not working for us. I did love the Love Yourself podcast. I thought it was so cute.
It's iconic. I will give it that. It's iconic. It was such a great idea and moment.
It was cute to like
just start. Not working for us.
Yeah, it was cute to start. It was so like fun. It was so new, but it's not what we want. And it's not who we want to represent ourselves as. Not saying we don't, love ourselves or
again, we're still going to be talking about mental health too, but that we just don't want to be focusing on just that.
Yeah, because it just, again, like, there's only so much we could say. And a lot of the time, too, like, even if we want to talk personal situations, sometimes we just can't. Sometimes there's stuff that I just can't say on here that, like, is talking about what affected my mental health and in what way. And
Same.
I just, like, can't put that. There's just some things that are limited. So then it's like I could go into so much more detail about mental health and how it affects you and all of this stuff. But then if I can't give you these raw examples because of certain people or whatever, then really what's the point of me even bringing that topic up?
Yeah. So we're taking this time to be off. We're still going to see each other like once a week and we're still going to rebrand. We're just going to take the time to actually do it correctly.
And not just swing it and like spring it on you guys.
Before, so and what's then, the topics?
Yeah, and like just like put it out there and then it's like bad. And plus like we are, as you guys know, we joke about our setup, okay? We joke about our like what we're set up on. We joke about the lighting, the phone.
This is literally the first episode they see with this new setup.
Oh yeah. We're in a new room.
Sorry, I forgot to say, but this will be hopefully where we come back.
Yeah, so we have these chairs. It's just a little bit cozier on the chairs instead of the couch. And obviously we want to put more effort into how we are presented on camera, like a backdrop, because we joked about that too. But even a camera, like we're filming on her phone, and we've said this before, but we want to invest into a camera.
Which
we wanted to invest in something that's like nicer. So financially, we do need to both save so we can go half and half on it. And like we do want to get better equipment. So I think coming back after we rebrand ourselves, we're gonna have the equipment that we need because it's gonna give us the time. We're going to have the back obviously look aesthetically pleasing because even though you guys are watching, like, yeah, you guys still, like, when I look at something, I want to see their
I want to see how their setup is.
Whatever. So, yeah, we get that. We heard you.
Every episode, we
heard you loud and clear, bitch. We want to rebrand the podcast. We're not losing it. We don't want to lose it. Just wasn't the right time for us right now. And
obviously, we didn't know the timing was the issue when we first started back in September.
Yeah, because it wasn't the issue back then.
September, I didn't know I was going to have surgery. She didn't know she was going to
I didn't know that I was going to have this new job, right? Yeah. So, like, I had no idea. And I didn't know what my job was going to tell. Again, life happens. Shit happens.
So this will be the last time us saying our outro, too.
Yeah, so the last time for our intro and our outro of the P.S. Love Yourself pod. But we are going to come back with something better. And it's just going to be, guys, like more natural to us and just like more natural on the camera and for you too. And I think it will be more enjoyable. And I think like
more entertaining,
the viewers and even listeners, like we're going to come back ready to be on Spotify and Apple Music and not put it off. Like there's a lot of stuff like going forward that we're really going to now take.
And we're going to hold ourselves accountable too. We're going to do that.
Yeah, and I think once we rebrand and come back with all the things that we actually want to talk about and we actually want to do, it's going to make us feel better about the podcast. Yeah. And I think it's just more enjoyable for us as it will be for you guys.
We love you guys, and we're still going to be posting on TikTok.
Yeah, so we will
but also the TikTok's going to be rebranded too, so give us some time on that.
Yeah, we are going to still post on TikTok just because obviously we have been building our TikTok, and our TikTok does pretty well. Obviously, can do better, but it has been doing well for what we post. We are going to rename our TikTok. So if you follow us on TikTok, you might see it there first. We're obviously going to post a snippet of this on TikTok before it goes on YouTube. That's just how we do it anyway. Yeah. So we might make a TikTok and post it tonight, just basically saying we're rebranding ourselves and whatever.
But don't be alarmed, because once you watch this video, it all makes sense.
It all makes sense, yeah. And you'll be like, okay. But we will post on TikTok updates throughout the month, okay? Because we don't want to completely be gone, because we don't want our social media to then go down and we have to rebuild. We're going to build off the platform of our TikTok that we already made. Yeah. Because we do get a lot of views. Obviously, we can always get more, of course, but we do, for right now, do get views. So we will post when we get together still weekly or bi-weekly. Yeah. We'll make TikToks. We'll do stuff. We'll still keep up with it. TikTok is easier for us to keep up with on the go anyway versus kind of this. Then when we're getting closer to reopening our podcast and all that, we will be posting that on TikTok and then obviously making our comeback episode.
And also, if you guys miss us so much, you can also follow us on our personal TikToks. We post daily there too, so you can definitely follow us there. Follow us on Instagram.
It's pretty much it. It's a fast episode. We're sorry. We just want to come on here and kind of explain.
We didn't want to disappoint anyone. We don't want to.
We just don't want to fall off and be like, okay, that was done. Because that's not it. We're not done. We just want to rebrand, reamp, and kind of just come back better and a little new. And just come back with things that we actually want to talk about and things that will make us excited too. All right, guys. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. So again, thank you for watching and listening.
And thank you for being here and throughout the whole journey that we've been posting on here.
Yeah, our 11 episodes? How many episodes do we have out?
This will be the 12th one.
12. Yeah. I'm so sorry it's ending on 12, but it is starting back up.
Bigger and better. And we're not talking about deep.
We will be though.
Uncle Steve, please click on.
Please skip over that part. We're so sorry. No, but we will be back. We appreciate you guys more than you know. The viewers who have watched us and have supported us and have loved the last 11 episodes that we've put out. We've had so much fun with this podcast, and it will always be so much. It will always be our first kind of thing that got us here and got us to do it. And again, we just want to come back rebranded to something that means more to us than. Anyway, with that being said, in case you forgot, I'm Maya.
And I'm Maya.
And this is P.S. Love Yourself. Bye for
now.
See you later.
Alligator.